Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. I wanted to apologize for the sound in the background. That is just the air. It is so hot here that there's no way I could go without it. And I wanted to share with you my morning routine before my son wakes up. And I also wanted to tell you that this is in collaboration with Angela. I have her Instagram and YouTube linked down below. I love her content and she's absolutely wonderful. So this is around 4 o'clock. I do this not every day, but whenever I have a lot of stuff to get done, or just whenever I was in school and I had schoolwork and work to do, I would get up at 4 and this is what I would do. So I hope this blesses you and gives you some ideas. But the first thing that I would do would go into the laundry room and switch the laundry over. I don't wash laundry every single day, but probably like every other day, just because my husband has very minimal clothes and he gets them all dirty, and so does my son. So between those two people, there is a lot of laundry that needs to always be done. Just because we don't have an excess amount of clothes in this house because there is no space for it. So I've had to kind of adapt. And this is one of the really new, wonderful habits that I've been able to implement. And I also suggest, as a little tip, to pray over the clothes that you're switching over. It makes a huge difference in your mind. This is actually my sourdough starter. I feed it every morning. This is just something that's easy to get out of the way, and then you don't have to worry about it. As you can tell, she has bubbled up quite a bit. I had another sourdough starter, and it actually ended up dying because I put the wrong flour in it. I accidentally put gluten-free flour in there, and it totally ruined it. So I had to start over. But it's okay though, because this one's thriving and it's doing really, really well, so I'm just going to discard it and then also feed it. I love sourdough because it is such a peaceful, fun thing for me to do. It gives me just a place to relax and something to look forward to and enjoy and to nurture. Sourdough and homemaking I have found to be very peaceful for my life. And has allowed me to be able to nurture things like sourdough and kombucha and kefir and things that's like growing that I need to actually take care of. And I'm so thankful for the fact that I have been able to do this and that the Lord has put in my heart to be able to do these things, because it is such a blessing for my family. We get fresh baked bread, cookies. Sourdough gives me a really great excuse to bake, and so this is a really wonderful thing that has come into my life. And I'm mentioning this because it's such a small portion of my life, and the Lord has just truly changed me in just a lot of other ways, but it all started with sourdough. And so I wanted to share with you that it is such a beautiful thing. Right now I am feeding it. I use wheat flour. It is by far one of the best, easiest ways to make a starter, and I put 1 cup of flour and 1 cup of water back into my starter, and then I mix it up, and then I will set it in a warm place. Right now it's extremely warm outside, so I will put it in our pantry cabinet, which is right next to the door, and it will bubble up within minutes because of the fact that it is so hot by that door. It's just in one of the warmer, darker places. It's in like one of the warmer, darker places of our home, and so it makes it a really nice, bubbly, amazingness with the sourdough. So anyways, I just added the water just there, and as you can tell, it went to the top, and then I just mix it in. All sourdough is actually just a wild yeast. So the yeast that we have in the store is actually one that is extracted from this particular type of yeast. And so this is why you have a lot of gluten allergies, because there's no fermenting process for this. And so if you are gluten-free like we are, it is important to mention that sourdough is one of the best ways to be able to have fresh, yummy bread and biscuits and rolls and all of the nice gluten things that you like to have, without having it to taste bad, right? Like some of the gluten-free stuff that's in the store, it's much better than whenever I had to be gluten-free, but it's still not like the best. So anyways, I keep my sourdough starter in a jar. It's just a plain, normal mason jar, and it has a coffee filter lid, and then just a regular jar ring around it that I screw it onto, just so no bugs gets inside of it, because we're in the thick of summer, and there's a lot of bugs. So there's what it looks like. See, there's like 1 or 2 bubbles. It's fresh. It's like literally like a brand new starter, and it's already really doing well. And I think it's just because it's the summertime and it's warmer. So that's what we have there. I try to live a very simple and intentional life. And again, sourdough is where it all started, and what I like to do. So I like to pray over all of the things that I do in the morning. It sets me up for a really good mindset, and sourdough is one of those. So I will pray over it. And then I will close the lid, asking that it feeds my family, and that it gives me the know-how in order to be able to do that. That is the discard. I'm actually planning on making pancakes for breakfast, so I'm keeping all of this out because within an hour or less, my son will most likely be up. And then these are some of the supplements I take. This is one of these, like, it's called like a health shot. It's basically like all the things that you need in the morning just to be able to be awake, stay awake, and do really good. This is my pre-workout. That's my favorite. I have just not been able to find one that I like that's pregnancy and breastfeeding safe. I'm none of those right now, but I also don't want to get hooked on something that I can't have later on whenever I'm in the phase of pregnancy and breastfeeding. Then I have muscle recovery and a Shakeology drink. And then I also wanted to point out these breadcrumbs. I made these like last weekend. They're just like sourdough breadcrumbs. It's a really great way to use like your 1 or 2 slices left of sourdough loaf. And it's seriously the best. I put it on one of our meals the other day, and it's divine. Another fun like little kitchen thing I'm doing is this is vinegar with lavender and lime inside of it, and I use that as an all-purpose cleaner. So I'll take like a tablespoon or 2 out of this jar, and I will put it in a spray bottle, like a normal size, I guess it's like 16 or 18 ounce spray bottle, and I will just use that. But I had a lime in there, so I needed to take it out. The lavender can stay in. As you can tell, I'm making a huge mess, which is totally fine because I'm going to clean it up, right? I think that this is a really important piece to note on, is that this is what the Lord uses. These are moments where the Lord uses women to be beautiful caretakers of their home, right? Like in this mess right here that I'm in, where I feel like I'm in a huge mess, all I have to do is clean it up, right? All the Lord does is do that for us all the time. He takes our messes that we have and He cleans them up. And this is the time, like in these moments, where the Lord speaks to me about my home, about my family, about my husband. It's this right here, where I'm cleaning up messes, where I am alone early, like waking up early thinking that like, oh man, I have to be up early serving my family. However, it's something that is so special to me, and where God really speaks to me, which is why I always end up doing all these homemaking tasks, because the Lord provides and shows me so much joy, grace, compassion in these moments. And so I encourage you to wake up, to focus on your family, and to pray over everything that you do. I do this with every single task I do in the morning, including my cleaning products. And right here I'm filling up the water that goes into our pitcher. And I always pray that this water will nourish our bodies, will be able to make us feel good and hydrated throughout the day. It's very simple prayers, but they always end up speaking volumes in my life and in my family's life, and it makes my attitude much better for the day. The next thing I have here that I wanted to share with you is this jar of jelly or jam. It's actually, we got it for a birthday party, and I have not used it yet, so I'm going to put it on the pancakes that I make. So I am just covering up and putting the lid on my water pitcher, and then after this is where I would actually do schoolwork or work. Today I don't have any, but this is where I would do it, on the kitchen table. So I just wanted to point that out in case you are in school, or if you are a self-employed person that's also a homemaker. So I'm going to turn the light out, and I'm going to go back to our room. This is also where I will take time to find the Roomba, because I run it almost every night, and I will find it and put it back on its dock, because it's somewhere in the house usually, so I have to find it. And then I am going to make myself a cup of coffee. While I was making this cup of coffee, my son actually woke up, so there he is with his very special spot dog. It's this little stuffed animal that he sleeps with. And also, I keep getting this like symbol on my coffee maker, and I can't figure out what it is. And so if you have this version or this kind of coffee pot, can you or espresso machine, sorry, can you tell me what it is, like what's going on? I've done everything and I can't figure out what to do. But my son really likes to watch the coffee be made and it come out of the thing, so I lifted it up to show him since he woke up. And this is my favorite coffee machine. We bought it used. My husband bought it used before we were even married, as a gift, and it was literally the best gift, and I still use it almost every day. I went through a coffee pot phase, but we are now phased out and went to espresso again. So this is my coffee. It's made. It's delicious. I love the foam on top. And my aunt actually got me this mug. It says "Let's doula this" because I'm a doula, and I find it really funny. I really love it. But anyways, now we are on to the toddler chasing situation. He's trying to take all his friends and open up that door. But usually he's still asleep by this point, but he's not today, so we are just going to go with it. So I will take the stuff I put in the dryer, and it's already dry by this point, and so I will put it in a basket and fold it later before I go to sleep. And then I will drink this whole entire water before I drink any of my coffee. But then now I've finished the water, I'm drinking my coffee, I am cooking pancakes. I was actually thinking about making waffles, but I changed it to pancakes or chocolate chip, which is my son and I's favorite. My husband does not like pancakes, so I always make it for my son and I. But my husband is never here in the morning for whenever we have breakfast, so I make him his own breakfast, and then I make us breakfast. And so I put maple syrup on mine, but my son used the jelly. And then this is my morning basket. I have not shared what's in it, but this is my Mama morning menu. Similar to like all the other things. A Saint a Day is another one. My Bible, this is a book of prayers, Catholic prayers that I like to read in the morning. This book I'm reading for like the umpteenth time. I don't even know how many times I've read it, but I just need a refresher, so I'm rereading it. And then also, this is my Bible. It's the Catholic version Bible, and it's so good. Love it. And then this is something we got from church for Mother's Day, and I'm reading through it. And I really like it. This is also where I will check my mail and all that kind of stuff. And I keep that in the basket. It's not featured because it has our address, but that. And then this is my just all-purpose notebook. And then after that, I like to do a little bit of planning just so I know what I'm doing for the day, and make sure that I'm staying on task, because as a mother, you really can't get off task. I mean, you can every now and then, but for the most part, most of the days, you have to stay on your stuff. And so planning is one of the ways I like to do that. But that is it. Go head over to my friend's channel, and let me know what you guys think. Bye.